All right, good morning friends and neighbors. This is a shakedown video that I kind of promised y'all a while back to kind of go over some of the gear that I've carried on the Pacific Crest Trail. This is a 1/4 inch foam pad, half length. This is made by Outdoor Vitals, a product that I actually got for free from them, and because I'd ordered some other products. I really like this in the sense that it's lightweight and you can place it under your air mattress in your tent. It keeps your air mattress from slipping around so much. I keep it on the top of my pack so I can use it, fold it up if I want to sit down somewhere on the trail, put it on a rock or whatever. And then the other thing I use it for is I'll lay it out like this on the ground when I'm getting ready to build my camp, and I can take everything out of the pack and then lay it on there. Food bag. This food bag is manufactured by Hilltop Packs. It's a mom and pop company that I discovered via YouTube. A lot of these bags that I have are manufactured by Hilltop. It's got a place in here to hold the spoon. This is just a Toaks titanium spoon, nothing fancy. And then I've also got a odor-proof bag that I put my food in. And then got my rock sack so I can hang it if I'm in an area that has trees to do a bear bag hang. So that's the food bag all in one. And I'll talk more about Hilltop Packs as I get through this. This is another Hilltop Packs. They make stuffed sacks, and they also make waterproof bags, and they make them different sizes. They're real well priced. A lot of times you can go on there to their seconds, and basically a bag was made where the stitching was off or something. You can get it for little or nothing, and the functionality of the bag is still just as good. And they're made in USA by a small mom and pop company. This is one of my pieces of equipment from Enlightened equipment. This is a Torrid jacket. The weights on these things are really just unbelievably light. You can go online to see the weights that they post. I weigh everything on my own scale, so that's why I know the exact weight of these items. But that's the Torrid jacket from Enlightened equipment. This is a rain jacket that I've had a long time. I actually got it in Ruidoso at one of their climbing or outfitting shops. And this is made by Sherpa. Very lightweight, very waterproof. If I had anything that they could, maybe improve upon, it'd have been nice if they'd put in some pit vents, because this thing, the way it's lined on the inside, it'll get extremely warm. So if it's a rainy, wet, humid day, it'll sweat you out pretty quick. Another Hilltop bag that was designed for your stove. Again, keeps everything waterproof. I don't do an internal waterproof bag because this bag, which is made by Hyperlite, is out of their heavier duty Enigma material, and it's pretty much waterproof. So, but I do compartmentalize everything in different waterproof bags, and that's just kind of my thing. This is a Vargo 700 Bot cooking pot with the screw. There it comes. Yeah, so inside I've got this is a heavier gas burner. It's got a self-igniter. It's made by Snow Peak. They make lighter versions of this. I just haven't gone to one because this one still works, and I've had it for a while, and if it ever breaks down, then I'll probably go to a lighter weight one. Still just ounces. And then of course in here I got my kerchief for cleaning, and I got a can of fuel. And that's really, if I'm gonna do cooking, this is all I have. If I'm gonna do cold soaking, then I'll leave this kit at home, and I've got one of the little plastic ice cream jars that I use to cold soak. Ditty bag, I got a little temperature gauge on there. That way I can tell how cold it is inside the tent, which is kind of important. This is something that is a luxury item. This is a flex tail rechargeable air pump. And I can hook this guy up to my air mattress and it'll blow it up in about 2 minutes. So when you've had a hard day on the trail and you don't want to sit there huffing and puffing to get your air mattress blown up, this thing is worth the added maybe 1 ounce of weight. Some purists would call that a luxury item, but it is nice to have. I keep this Coast flashlight. It's a single bulb LED, single battery flashlight in my ditty bag because this is what I use if I'm inside the tent. I take the extra weight of this just to have the convenience, and I don't have to use any of the power stored up in my Nightcore headlamp. I can save that for the trail or for outside work. And this thing lasts forever on a AAA battery. You can get these. This came in a 3-pack, I think. I got it at O'Reilly's. Inexpensive. It's made out of light aluminum. Works great, lasts a long time. And then I've got a very small first aid kit that I put together of the minimal necessity items, mainly for blisters and cuts and, you know, some painkillers and that kind of stuff. And then this is my charging kit with all my chargers. I'm not going to pull all this out, but this is the Anker 10,000 with an Anker charging plug that has ports for all 3 of the different charging devices. And with this thing, I could charge my phone, my Garmin, my Nightcore. It'd last at least 3 days, you know, and that's leaving the phone in full mode most of the time. The phone I have is a 13 Pro Max, and it holds a charge for a good while. I've been very impressed with it. Another accessories bag that I kind of like to keep separate. I don't want it to leak over everything, but this has got sunscreen, bug spray, anti-chafing, and some salve for your feet to keep them from cracking. Another Hilltop's crush bag. This was a Hilltop's waterproof bag. As you can see, it rolls up and clips. This is a stuff sack. In here I just keep some clothing items that I don't want wet. I got a pair of Under Armour cold weather leggings, a pair of jogging shorts, extra pair of socks. This is just stuff if the conditions change that I can throw on real quick without having to carry a lot of extra clothes. This is my sleeping kit. Another Hilltop stuff sack. I've got an air pillow made by Outdoor Vitals. I actually got this for free. They had an advertisement that if you gave me your email and watched their video on some of their products, they gave you a free blow-up pillow. Really nice pillow. Takes about 2 breaths to blow it up, and it gives you really good support in the middle of the night. And you can adjust that air pressure so you got a good fit. Outdoor Vitals down booties. Now, I learned about these on YouTube from several individuals, and these are very lightweight, but man, they're worth their weight in gold, especially on cold nights. You get rid of your liners and your socks and your shoes, and your feet are dirty and they're wet and they're nasty. You can stuff them in these and then stuff those in your quilt. And as long as your feet are warm, you can pretty much keep the rest of your body warm. And then the rest of the stuff in here, I've got a beanie hat to wear to keep from losing heat from my head. I've got a merino wool t-shirt that I just use for sleeping as a sleeping shirt. And then I got merino wool shorts. That way you can get off those sweaty clothes, throw them in the end of your tent, or hang them up inside your tent or in a tree outside your tent. And then you've got good breathable dry clothes to put on before you slip into your sleeping system, and it keeps your sleeping system relatively cleaner than if you were just to dive in with all the dirty gear that you've been wearing all day. All right, and now last but not least, I've got my air mattress. This is a Thermalite air mattress. I did get the wide version. It's a regular height wide version because I do toss and turn at night. I like to sleep on the side, and that way with the wider version you don't roll off of it. And as I said before, this valve right here, there's an adapter with that little mini pump. It fits right over that valve, and I'll literally lay it out, hook it up, turn that pump on, work on something else, and within 2 to 3 minutes this is done. It's filled up. I like this because it has the adjustable valve system, so when you get it filled up and you get on it at night to sleep, you can let some of the air out real slowly to get it to where it's not so firm or not so soft. And then this also has a really high R factor, so if you're on a cold night, this gives you really good warmth between the ground and your body. Been really pleased with that. Now the tent, I'm using the Durston Mid 2. This is not their newest one that's made out of the Enigma product. This is the poly. I'm not going to take it out because most of you have seen it. This is the X Mid 2. Sets up really easy. 4 shepherd's hook stakes on the corners, the 2 trekking poles, and then 2 more stakes, and you've got cover to get out of the rain, the mist, whatever. And then this part is the mesh interior that is optional. You can either put it up or just cowboy under this like a tarp. I keep them separate. That way if I just want to use this is all I have to pull out. The stakes are in this. And then if I decide to go ahead and use this, it's in its own bag. And it just makes it easier, I think, to work that way. Durston has come out with some really great product. This is a great product. I really recommend this. It's lightweight. You use your trekking poles, so you don't have to carry tent poles. But they've even come out with some newer products made out of, Cuban fiber, Dyneema type material. I've seen some of them on the trail. Some folks have already got that product, and they're really remarkable. Well made. And then the last thing I've got here is the quilt. Again, another Hilltop Packs stuff sack. This is made by, again, Enlightened Equipment, and it's the Enigma model quilt. This one was made as a regular wide also. That way, when it's spread out on top of me, if I go to toss and turn, it doesn't come off. And then, of course, you got your foothold there. And actually, I'm going to leave this out to air out a little bit since we've been off trail. Again, Hyperlite pack. The black material is their heaviest Dyneema material. Water treatment, I got a CNOC 2 liter in here for grabbing water, which I know most of you have probably seen. Sawyer squeeze filter. And then I also have the, and I've talked about this in some other videos, the Catadine filter. And I also use this as another bottle, so I can fill this up, filter into these bottles, and then fill it up again and stuff it down in here and carry it as a bottle. That way when you use up the water, obviously this is a lot lighter than one of these empty. So that works out really good. This was a sun hat. It came in handy in the desert portion because it protected your neck, your ears. This is made by Sunday, and it's really lightweight, lighter weight than even a ball cap, and you get more protection. And then of course the Deuces trowel and TP, and that, get into the side pockets. This is typically where I'd carry my some extra snacks, vitamins, vitamin I, and then over here would be where I would carry Buff, Nightcore Light. Really had a lot of luck with this. This thing holds a charge forever. Just really good performer. This is the NU25 model. And then I'd also have my sun gloves in there with a Buff, this, identification, any cash, credit cards you need for the trail. This is by Hyperlite. I like it because it's a good waterproof phone case, fits my phone perfectly. And then you can carry chapstick or hand cleaner, what have you, in the front. This is a bottle holder, and I like the convenience of having the water bottle right next to me. And this is made by the Chicken Tramper CTUG. And I actually got that off of Garage Grown Gear, the 3Gs, after reviewing it. Been real pleased with this pack. It's a really, obviously a lightweight pack. It does have 2 internal frame straps, which give you support. I, put over 500 miles on it so far. I have no complaints. This pack with everything but food and water, if you take away the food and water, my base weight on this was just under 16 pounds typically, unless I was adding an ice axe and crampons or maybe a solar umbrella. That would change the daily weight on it. And these sticks are black diamond aluminum cork trail ergo with the flick lock mechanisms, and I actually had these probably over a year before I started the PCT. Put a lot of miles on them. The metal tips are still in really great shape, and I've only had to tighten these once, just about a quarter turn, to keep from any slippage. I like them. They're a little heavier obviously than the composite carbon sticks, because these are aluminum, but I'm hard on stuff. I beat stuff up, and I've really been pleased with how the aluminum sticks have held up. A little more weight, a little vibration, if you want to get down to the nitty details, but they've taken a beating. Like I said, I hiked with them for over a year before I started the trail, and put over 500 miles on them on the trail, and I got them off of Amazon, so easy to get. And most of your hiking stores or outfitter stores, you can get the replacement tips if you need them. So that's a quick down and dirty shakedown of the gear that I carried on a daily basis. And now I've got my partner over here helping out. I don't know if you can see the blue jay that just came in. I guess he's expecting to get fed. But anyway, I hope that helps. I know a lot of you use some of the same equipment, and anybody that's trying to be ultralight knows about Enlightened equipment, Outdoor Vitals, garage grown gear, Hyperlight, a lot of these other companies that kind of focus on the ultralight style through hiker or section hiker.